All right, Shalom to elect to Israel, hopefully elect to Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Let us all to this truth. But ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray fast, show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness of wrath, also probably elect to the hopeful elect. So I want to go over this real fast. It's not going to be really a lesson. This is going in concerning the new tariffs that are coming out. I was doing some research on it last night. This is really for, mainly brothers. Maybe you're trying to run a small business, trying to start up a business. That's what we do as Israelites. We try to be creative and put certain things together, but sometimes you got to get cheaper material to come and create whatever you're trying to create, garments, for brothers, whatnot, for you aquat out there, this is kind of like something I came over last night that I just want to throw out there in case anybody was kind of, going into more concerning tariffs. I'm gonna just read a little bit of this and then we're gonna get out of here. I ain't gonna really put no precepts or nothing, but basically, the title is, it says how Shein and Temu orders will be impacted on tariffs on China, but it's going to talk about other places too. It's going to talk about Amazon and all these other places, TikTok, a lot of different other places as well. So we're just going to read a little bit of it, but we'll just start at the top. It said big changes are coming to companies selling very cheap things from China like Shein and Temu inside President Trump's new tariffs on China, as they plan to end a tax loophole that has helped these companies explode in recent years. NPR business correspondent Alina Saluka, I think they say that, is here to tell us more. Okay, whatever. And it says, tell us about this loophole. How has it worked? So this is kind of how the tariffs are working right now. If you don't order like a big bulk of stuff, you got to order like at least under $200, and then it ain't gonna tax it. And it also mentioned something else, but we're gonna read it. It says so whenever foreign shipment comes to the U.S., it goes through customs, and if it's a big shipment, it gets inspected. So if you trying to order some bulk, maybe you trying to, you Jake, and you trying to make T-shirts. Maybe you Jake like me trying to make necklaces and jewelry or something. You trying to get some of their shirts and make T-shirts and stuff. Don't do it in bulk. You got to order small shipments, at least under $200. That's why yesterday when I did that video, that lady was talking about that Jake. She was talking about how she ordered something that was like 200 something, and it cost her $60 on the tariff. So that's what people gotta you gotta stick around stuff under $200. So it says so if you ordering a bunch of shirts, you got to do them in sections, and you might, if you're getting like 1,000 shirts or something, and you might as well just pay the tariff then, because you're gonna pay just as much in shipping, so it just depends. You just got to work around it and do some math. So it says but for almost a century, U.S. law carved out the exemption for small packages under a certain value, like $200. See what I'm saying? And the idea was like, if you're an American tourist shipping something back home for a sample, you shouldn't have to pay an import tax. They called this the loophole de minimis, which is Latin for something trivial, insignificant. Well, over time, this little exemption became huge because the business of online shopping, and that's where these little stores came in. And these stores ain't some people be knocking these Temus and stuff, but in Sheins or whatever, but these are billion-dollar companies. Like Temu make like $8 billion a year and some shit. You know what I'm saying? They're making money. So it's and me personally, I've gotten shit off of there, and it's actually not no bad shit. Like, even if it is like somewhat, in some things America would consider knockoff. They actually using good material because their labor over there is cheap, because they, a lot of the people are poor over there, so they'll actually work and do stuff for less. And a lot of their stuff they buy, is from, off the market type shit, and they get cheap deals. So that's why a lot of that shit's cheap. It says Shein and Temu, TikTok Shop, and Amazon that has many Chinese sellers. About a decade ago, Congress expanded the exemption to packages worth under $800. So there's always been tariffs the whole time. He's just turning them up more now. So if you're shipping a box of clothes, kitchenware at $800 is duty free, you get faster inspection and skip the tariffs. And these online sellers realize this as a big advantage. So they already been battling with that. Said most retailers ship in bulk to the U.S. warehouses. They go through all the custom steps, but Shein and Temu mostly ship directly from their Chinese suppliers to the doorstep here in the U.S., and that's duty free. It saves them millions of dollars, and it's part of the reason why they're able to charge $10 for a dress or $30 for a dresser. See what I'm saying? They're smart, and that is how they went from companies we hadn't heard to very popular, right? So that's basically what I wanted to put out there. So what's the exemption going? So is the exemption going away, meaning every package from China to the U.S. is subject to inspection of tariffs? And it says that's the idea. So the loophole was supposed to end already, but there was a lot of concern that the rapid change will overwhelm customs. So Trump administration has put back the end date until customs is ready. It says, but I should note, closing this tariff loophole has bipartisan support. President Biden has proposed ending it, saying it undercuts American companies, and that's why they're gonna work around it. But we're gonna keep reading. A big group of Democrats in Congress had written the foreign importers to use the loophole for less strict inspections of packages containing, for example, unsafe toys, even fentanyl and drug processing equipment. Which is the argument President Trump is making now. He's just trying to, treat America like a business. He's trying to make more money because he knows they broke, because they didn't build a whole, like we was talking about, a man who builds off another man's money. He's digging holes he's gathering rocks for his own grave. When the loophole ends, will Shein and Temu have to raise their prices, right? It says, or they might have to change how they run their business. The companies have not commented, by the way, but they do have a few choices, so they can start shipping less directly from China. See, so that is going to cut all that out. Okay, they can start shipping bulk to warehouses in the U.S. like a traditional retailer. They might make more stuff in other countries, like Shein has started doing in Brazil and Turkey. See, they're already got stuff to make sure that they ain't really going through a lot of shit. These companies, these man, like a lot of people underestimate these countries, man. They not stupid and shit. Or they might use common tariff evasion technique, which is to briefly reroute shipments to elsewhere in Asia before shipping to U.S. Alternatively, because you're gonna have people in America, they don't want to deal with them tariffs either. So then they can be like, well, because they don't want to get small shipments and shit, because they're not going to make as much money. That's what they're saying Biden was saying. So they're going to try to find a loophole too. That's how America is too. They're going to try to go find a loophole around it and make more money than all the other retailers to survive, for their business to survive. Because you ain't getting a lot of shit coming in and you ain't selling a lot of shit, your business is going to fail. Okay. So it says they might make more stuff in other countries, like Shein started doing in Brazil and Turkey, or they might use common stuff or common tariff evasion technique, which is to briefly reroute shipments through elsewhere in Asia before shipping to the U.S. That's why sometimes it takes a little longer, because they got to go around shit. Alternatively, they stick to their guns and keep operating as they have. And that means more scrutiny if they're packaged at customs, more time, and of course, more tariffs. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to try to find loopholes, and, it's going to be for a second, maybe it might take a second, for them to really find a system to get it to work. But this is just, kind of what they've been talking about recently. So it says, whatever they do, it sounds like new costs for them, which bring us back to, I just mentioned, higher prices. And it says it's not guaranteed shoppers will end up paying these costs, but typically they do end up paying the tariff costs that would threaten kind of the very reason people choose both of the, that Shein and Temu, because they're ultra cheap. And you know how J kids, they over here decreeing unrighteous decrees. You got Trump talking about we ain't even fucking people. They saying we 3/5 of the men, a man and stuff. So even if you do got a little bit of money, you still want to buy cheap because they already out here, you know, mess around and pull everything out your bank account anyways, because you're Jake. You know, they ain't gonna they're gonna they destabilize us just like they do in the other countries. They keep us. That's why you don't get a lot when you get paid, and they tax the shit out of you. And then you got to go to the store and get food, and they tax your ass again. See what I'm saying? So shoppers in to make this tend to make this calculation like maybe it's not the highest quality. Maybe it's like maybe it takes a while to ship, but it is so cheap, it's worth it. And the price going up would change that math. So, you know, they're gonna work on trying to go around it. So if you experiencing that, it's because they're trying to go around that tariff. Okay. And you're gonna have to wait a little longer. But I know like they were saying that chick, it was probably because she ordered it in a way where, you know what I'm saying, it went through that tariff system, but there are loopholes to order your stuff. And, you know, places like them cheap places, you know, Shein, Temu, all these places is going to be the ones that you want to go to. You know, you maybe got eBay and stuff, but a lot of them places probably not gonna. It's probably gonna have the tariffs on them because they're you know they're American companies. But Amazon and all them, they deal with China more than this place. So that's just some you know, just a little bit what I found kind of studying and looking up and seeing what was out there, what people talking about. I'll probably have some little small updates coming in. This is just really for, you know, Jakes who, you know, actually, you know, trying to start little small businesses on the side while you're working and whatnot to make a couple extra dollars, whatnot. Because either way, we're going to still work. So, wild ball, Lord ones edifying to the flock. Peace, blessings to the elect. Kwam Yasharala, Shalom.